Prohibition is one of the most interesting moments in U.S. history. In an attempt to create a more moral country, the Prohibition movement would actually lead to a rise in crime. Despite its tiny size, Delaware would not be immune from the illegal industry, and there are plenty of stories about near misses or arrests. For Lower Delaware, one of the big issues was the Rum Runners and Bootleggers. The beaches of Delaware provided easy access for bringing liquor into the state. Delaware actually began its prohibition by county in 1907. Sussex and Kent passed legislation moving prohibition forward in the two lower counties, at least in a legal sense. Until the national prohibition law, the two lower counties would find themselves hard-pressed to keep alcohol out of the state, with the surrounding states having no part of it until later. This meant that by the time of Prohibition in 1920, rum runners and bootleggers in Delaware already had experience dodging the law. Bootleggers and rum runners are similar but different. A rum runner moves liquor by sea, while a bootlegger moves liquor over land. Both terms have been used in some regard before Prohibition, but it was Prohibition that popularized them. The only real difference is how the liquor was transported, but the two terms are used separately. The years of Prohibition in Delaware were marked with news stories of well-known rum runners being charged and close getaways. The newspapers at the time were a mix of condemnation for the criminals and a resignation that some of the well-known rum runners and bootleggers were getting away with their work. There seemed to be a lack of interest too that would help the illicit trade continue. One story from Delaware Beach Life in 2019 discusses how the town of Bethany, with such a small population, was still unable to identify two rum runners who used an empty chicken coop to hide liquor. There was a distaste for prohibition at the top of Delaware's social and economic ladder as well. A man named Three Gun Wilson became deputy prohibition director, and it was originally believed that this hardliner would clean up Delaware's coast. Instead, he quickly earned the ire of politicians by raiding their parties and handing out fines. In response, those in power in this state had him transferred out and let the rum runners and bootleggers continue, mostly unabated. While the people involved with the trade were often unseen in the public eye, the beaches of Lower Delaware saw plenty of their product wash ashore. With the repeal of Prohibition, Delawareans no longer had to hide their commonly accepted activities. Today, we are free to enjoy a drink in a public restaurant without fear of legal action. All that being said, remember that it is on each of us to be responsible with our drink and carry on in an acceptable manner. But if you get the chance, raise a glass to the rum runners and bootleggers who have brought you your drink, risking it all for your relaxing evening.